Welcome back to my Python tutorials. And today I have decided to create a video on lesson 10 or chapter 10 of yours computer science, where basically the chapter name is string manipulation, and it's a chapter 10 of yours. Though I started this chapter with you all, but later I thought let me to have a video on the same so that it will be more easy for you all to digest and to watch again and again and to understand better. Okay, let's start. Objectives that I have decided today to cover are introduction, then traversing a string operators, a string slices, and a string functions and method. These are the objectives of today. Let's start with what a string is basically. You already came to know is one of the data type in Python, where we stored anything either in the single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes. Now that is the greatness of the Python, कि whatever we write in a quotes, suppose skpps. Now here skpps is a string. If you are writing the skpps like this, again it's a string. And if you are writing something like this, again it's a string. So these are the three different ways to present a string in Python, either the single quotes, either the double quotes or triple quotes. Anything that you keep under this single or double or triple quotes is called a string. Now, a string is one of the data type which allows to store the textual data. For example, your name, your school name, your class, maybe your department, maybe your designation, and such similar kind of things. If you want to store in Pythons, you can use the string data type. So it's one of the prominent fundamental data type of Python. Now, once you stored a string, just take an example and just keep in a bracket. What basically Python does, once you store the skpps as a string under the suppose name variable. So if I stored name equal to skpps, then name is a variable name, as you all know, which have a one data that is a string data, and S is at 0 position, K is at 1, and P is at 2, again P is third and fourth. Each element of the string that you stored is starting, the first element of that string is started with always 0. 0 is the index position of the first alphabets of the string that you stored. And it's a fix, mind it. So second obviously will be the 1, third will be the 2, fourth will be the third, and fifth will be 4. So 0 to 4 is the total length of this string, that is a 5 character it is. I hope this is very fine or must be very clear to all. This is the left towards right if you'll go. But if you'll go to the right to left, then the same index position will be -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. So normally we generally again traverse the string from the left to right, but can we traverse again from the right to left if you are trying to display the data in the reverse directions? Then you have to keep in mind the last alphabets of the string having index -1, then the -2, -3, -4, -5. Ultimately this is again the 5, and the 0 to 4 is again 5. So 5 is the length of skpps, that is a string. So I hope what is a string? A string is one of the data type, fundamental data type in Python, which allows to store anything in the textual form. You have to keep the string in the single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes. But mind it, you cannot mix the both. If you have started the single quotes and closing with the double quotes, error in Python. So this is what the string is, and without a string, I don't think in any program you'll be able to do something. Any sets of things that you want to store as a text form are supposed to be declared as a string data type. So this is what the introduction of the string is. Now, traversing a string. Traversing means basically to read the data of a string from left to right, right to left. Means accessing the each element of a string is called traversing. For example, you stored the skpps under the name. Now you want to see the each and every alphabets of the skpps. Now, as you all know, name is a variable and skpps is data. To access the each element, what I have to do? As I came to know, the first alphabet always have a 0, then the 1, then 2, 3, 4. Let's have a loop for I in and then name is a variable here, so directly you can use the name. It means each alphabets of the name will come in the I. And inside this for loop, you can just say print, and inside the bracket print is a method, as you all know, to print anything, and then you have a variable, you have a name, or simply you say I. Once you say I, it will show you each element of the like S, K, P, P, S. It will print them. This is one of the way to print each and every alphabets of a string that you stored under the name variable. What I did, I used the for loop. I in range, I is a variable here. In name means name is a source from where the I will get the data. It means each alphabets will be there in each iteration of the loop, and the loop will of course execute the 5 times, and print I, it will show you each element one by one of the name variable. This is the one way. This is the one way. Otherwise, you can try the same program if you want to traverse each element of the string by using the for loop. But suppose name equal to, you have skpps, and then you can use the L equal to, lan is a function, as you all know, find out the length of the string. So whatever you stored in a variable, if you want to find out the length of it, simply I use the lan method, then I pass the variable name whose length you want to find out, so it will give you 5 in L. Now use the for loop for I in range. As you all know, this way also I use the for loop. Then you say 0, and lan is L, that is the total length. Here L will give you 5, and if you mention the 0, 5 instead of L, it will work till 4, that you know. Because the last index, once you mention in the range operator, it works one less than that. So 0, L, this is the length, till that it will work, and inside it you say print, and then inside the bracket use the variable name NAME, and then mid bracket, because now I'll refer the index. I is getting the 0, 1, 2, the name of I. This means each alphabets of the name variable will be displayed. This is another way to traverse a string from the left to right, or you may change this parameter. If you'll say L to 0, then of course it will give you in the reverse direction. Traversing means simply accessing the each and element of any string. I hope with this idea you can access the each element. Either you can find out the length of the string, use that length variable in a for loop to traverse from 0, that is the first alphabets, and last is the length, that is a 5. Once I'll mention the 5, because this is a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total length is a 5, but 0 to 4 is the index number. That's why it will go from 0 to 4 only once I'll mention L. L minus 1, that is a 4. 5 minus 1, 4. And then you have to print the name, then the mid bracket, and inside it you have to use the I variable. So the name of, basically it will print you name of 0, and name of 0 is S. Then name of 1, that is K. Name of 2, that is P. And that's why you will get the each alphabets of the string under the name variable. That is what traversing a string. So simply just again accessing the each element of any string, we have a traversing method that you can use by the use of for loop, and the both examples are here how you can traverse a string. Third is string operators. Now once I have a string, some operation you can do on a string. Not all, but few operators, arithmetic operators, can be directly used to manipulate the string, and one of this third again a string operation I'm talking of, one is a plus operator. As you all know, this is called concatenation operator. Simple way you can write anything like he plus C. If you'll write this, Python will give you he and C together. This will be the output. So plus operator just simply, sorry,